Good to have you this morning. Let's just talk about the guidance, which you issued in February and just raised again. Why? What are you seeing that gives you the confidence to do that, given you also talk about it still being an uncertain business environment?
Yeah, thanks, David. So what I'd say is, we got off to a very good start, clearly. Relentless focus on execution in the marketplace, keeping our plants operating, keeping our people safe have been the things that guided us. But, when we're cycling 2020 and the pandemic-related surge, when we put together our plan, we look back to 2019, we look back to 2020, ex-COVID, and tried to figure out what exactly was, a winning plan, and we're ahead of that. And so where we thought 2020 might represent a high watermark for sales for a period of time, we're now confident that we can actually lap that based on the investments in our brands and our execution in the marketplace. And so we felt confident enough to raise our guidance slightly, even though it is early in the year and there's a lot of uncertainty out there.
Yeah, well, some of that I would assume, as you point out, is very tough comparisons for you, given last year in the heart of the pandemic. This year, the hope, of course, is people are going to be going out, and they are already, and they will continue to. What is your sense as to whether they're going to continue to consume Kellogg products at the same rate, given that?
We're confident that they will. We've been making the investments. We've been, working hard to make the gains that we have gained during the pandemic stick. But at the same time, we recognize that people are going to become more mobile. They'll be eating out more. That's clearly the case. We've got a pretty big away from home business that will benefit as people become more mobile. And it's just up to us to make sure that when they are at home, when they are eating their meals at home, that we're part of that consideration set, that they think about Eggo, they think about our cereal. Our snacks business continues to do very well, Pringles, Cheez-It. And so we've benefited from the stay at home. There's no question about it. But we feel like we can continue to execute even as people become more mobile and continue to win in the marketplace. And then when you look at our emerging markets, they've done tremendously well despite the uncertain environment, despite the challenges. So there's a lot that's going on. There's a lot of challenges, but we're focused on execution, and we're confident that we can continue to deliver.
Yeah, well, another challenge, at least, would seem to be inflation. Your CFO asked about it a number of times on your conference call and certainly indicated, yeah, it's real. We're seeing an acceleration. So, again, what are your expectations? What are you seeing in the commodities that you rely on? And how are you going to deal with it in terms of potentially passing it on to the consumer?
Yeah, David, well, inflation is real. It's here. And it's significant. And so for the first half of the year, our procurement team has done a terrific job with our hedging program. We're over 3/4 hedged. But in the back half of the year, it becomes a different story, and the inflation environment actually accelerates. We talk a lot in our company about needing to earn price in the marketplace. So it's not just a simple thing about going and raising prices. It's innovating, investing behind your brands, making sure that your brands really move off of the shelf so that as you take prices up, you can continue to keep the velocity there. And so we'll look to the host of tools at our disposal, productivity, but also revenue growth management, what we call price package architecture, but also pricing as well, because we're bound and determined to keep our margins healthy and grow our margins on a 2-year basis. And that's going to mean, that we're going to have to keep up with pricing in an inflationary environment. But we've got good plans in place. We've got good investments behind our brand, good velocity and momentum behind our brands, which makes us confident we'll be able to do that.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.